Hi everybody, it's Cindy here with Dare to be Artsy. Excuse the scenery in the background, it's not my usual space. We've got a crop going on in our Dare to be Artsy studio, which is really fun, but so we're in a different little closet. So anyway, I'm excited to be here with you guys today to make some cards. We've got 3 fun fold cards to do. And this is from our newest stamp set. It's beautiful inside. So if you have not bought it yet, you can buy 2 different kits. One just comes with the stamp and the kits. The other one gives you the die, the stamp, and also our fun fold center steps. So those kits are still available and will be for a while. So I'm just gonna check, make sure that you guys can hear me. I see a couple people on here watching. That's awesome. So before we turn it down, give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me okay. Hopefully all is good. And I'm just gonna refresh here to make sure that I see Laura on. Awesome. I just want to be able to see the comments. And I will definitely come back and answer all the questions you guys have. Whoops. Don't need to hear me twice. All right. Perfect. All right. So let's turn around. Let's start doing the fun stuff. So let's make sure I don't want to turn you guys off. Whoops. Nope. Don't. Okay. I'm trying to blow this up so you don't see my whole messy desk without losing you. Nope. Come on, zoom in. All right. Let's get you set up with changes in Facebook. I don't have my usual setup. So there we go. All right. Hopefully that is good. I'll speak up to make sure you guys can hear me all right. Okay, so we have some things. I know we just have an hour, so I want to make sure that we get all of the fun fold stuff done. If you have to do some stamping afterwards, then we can do that. So I have a lot of stuff. We have some images cut for you. This piece is sitting in the back of this little kit. So these are going to be pieces that you can either fussy cut or you can use your die. If you got the die, you can die cut those. But let's get the base done first, and then we can come back and add these to the cards. Okay. So the first one we are going to do is it's got your big white piece in it. So go ahead and pull that out. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. All right. Here we go. This is the card we're going to do first. So again, this stamp set, beautiful inside, is part of our Stamp of the Month Club. If you guys haven't heard of it, it's called the Artsy Clubhouse. And when you're in the clubhouse, you get the stamp first, you get it at a discount, and then we do a workshop at the end of the month using the set, which is really great. Okay, on your instruction sheet, this is actually card number 2 called Birthday Easel Card. So here's the main piece. You're going to want a scoreboard, and we're going to score this. So we're going to score it at 5.5 inches. 5.5 is going to give you the standard A2 size card. All right, we won't need that. Well, we will need, actually, while we have the scoreboard out, you should also have this teeny little scrap piece in here. It's really just a scrap piece because somebody said they were missing that one little piece. It's just any scrap piece is going to work. This is 2.5 by 1 inch in case that little teeny piece got lost in there. And I'm just going to score it in half. Again, the measurement for this, it's a tab. The measurement doesn't have to be exact, but this little piece we're going to fold in half. So again, if this teeny piece got lost in your kit, just get any scrap piece of paper that's approximately this size. All right, now we can put the scoreboard away. All right, then this from our Summertime Petals collection is going to go on the inside. You could use this if you like that plaid as well, but when I design cards, it never has to be like, if you're taking a class of mine, it's okay to switch it up. If you know, our name is Dare to be Artsy, so if you like the other side, go for it. I don't, it's kind of nice when people have their own ideas and they turn something I've done into something totally different. I love it. That just means you're daring to be artsy. If you're wondering, this is the My Sweet Petunia glue press, which is really fun. It sits on the desk and you can just do that. You don't have to stick a pin in to so it doesn't dry out. I do like that. I have it here. We don't have, I think we have it on our website, but we do have it in our studio as well. All right, so here's your base. Now, keep moving my pieces around here. You have this bigger rectangle, and that is just for your sentiment, because you can't write a note on here. So I'm just going to drop it in here. You can make it smaller if you want, but you don't want it down here because you don't want it to show. So it's going to go in the top section, and this is just where you're going to write your note. Got to write a note for whoever you're sending this to, right? And you could use our fancy like rectangle nestable dies for something like this to jazz it up, but there's your basic. Okay, so this is an easel card, and this easel card is going to be just, it's a little different than some. So you've got this piece, that's our Summertime Petals too. We're using our stripe. And I will try and slow down because sometimes I know, well, with an hour and 3 cards, I want you to have enough time, but I tend to talk fast. So what's nice about this is you can go back and watch the videos again afterwards. All right, so sometimes an easel card, you don't need this little tab, but I wanted to be able to have it look like this when it's down, and then it pops up, and we'll stand it up like that. So to do that, we need this little piece right here. And it doesn't even show when you're opening and shutting the card, okay? So that's what this piece is for. So let's go ahead and let's finish decorating this before we actually attach it. So we're going to stamp with your little stamp set. We've got a couple different things that'll work, and I think I'm just going to do the happy birthday. That's the one I show on your instruction sheet. So, and I'm just going to run it along the top. Here we go. Don't stick to my finger. Okay. Am I straight? I'm straight enough. Okay. Usually I would be right over the top, but then you'd get to see the top of my head. So Jane was asking, does the glue press come with the glue? And it does. I love the Misty because I can stamp it twice. It looks great. It was a little angled, but that's okay. So yeah, the glue press comes with Nouveau glue, and it gives you 2 bottles. One is full and one is empty, so you could put your own glue. I use art glitter glue also, so I filled the other bottle with my art glitter glue. But it's kind of nice, yeah, that you get 2. All right, there's that sentiment. And that is just going to glue right on here. Don't need that anymore. When these first, this glue press came up, at first they were like, oh, it's great if you have trouble squeezing the bottle or something. And I'm like, well, I don't have any problems with that. And so I really didn't think I would need it. And I used it and I was like, oh, I really like it. I actually left it on my table for like 3 days and I still didn't have to stick a pin in it. It was ready to go. I mean, I would usually cover or put the lid on when I leave for the night, but that's really awesome. Okay, now back to this piece. This is, okay, I went ahead and die cut mine, that little scrap piece that you guys got. Let me show you again. That's this piece. So the dies, I love our dies because they're very detailed. So you can see the detail it cuts out. But if you don't have the die, that's fine. You can just fussy cut these. But I went ahead and cut these. So this is the one that we're going to put on top. And you could pop that up. I like it popped up. So now the other thing you can do with the dies is you could just take some of your scrap white paper, cardstock, and cut about 3 more of just the die itself without being stamped, and then layer them so it just almost becomes like a piece of chipboard. So I could have done that, but I'm just going to pop them up this way instead. Okay, but did that make sense? You take this die, cut it out about 3 or 4 times, and then glue those together, and then it just becomes really thick. And then it pops up. You don't need the foam tape. So just an option. I learned that from Jennifer McGuire, who is just learned all kinds of really cool tricks from her. Okay. And take this off. Sticking to my nails. One more. I bet you guys have had a great day with all of the vendors earlier today. So there was a really great lineup. All right, we'll put that on there. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this tab and just on one side of this, I'm gluing it to the back. I don't want to glue it to the top. I'm gluing it to the back side, right along the fold. Okay. There we go. And then this piece is going to glue onto that. And I'm going to glue it so this is up higher. So what I'm going to do is just put the glue here. Again, if you didn't have that little teeny white piece in your kit, I apologize. But just it's just a scrap piece. You just don't want it wider than this. And then I'm just going to position that wherever you want. There you go. Now, this needs something to stand up with, right? So what we're going to do is just take your little butterfly and stamp it on a scrap piece of cardstock that I didn't have out. You're gonna, when we cut down one of these other cards, we're gonna have some scrap cardstock, but for now, I'm just gonna grab this. Stamp this little butterfly, or you could stamp one of the flowers. Anything will work. You just need something that's gonna pop up. So there's a cute little butterfly. And then if you have a circle punch, you could pop this. You can cut it out with a circle die. You could fussy cut it. I'm just dropping it in here for quick to show you what you can do. And stop getting stuck in there. There. So I just cut it out with a little circle punch. Again, you could do, you know, you can use your circle dies or, you know, fussy cut it. The key is I want this to stand up. Okay. By popping it up, of course, you're going to color the little butterfly. Come on. I can't get it off. Okay, there we go. All right. Then by popping this up, you're just going to position it there. So now that's going to stand up with your butterfly. So here's the finished. Again, this one works a little bit better because it's been sitting longer. So here's it all colored up, but it'll just sit on your table, really cute, fun, and then it lays down flat when you send it. So that is our first card. Easy peasy. This format, if you don't want it to be an easel card, look at this. This is the same style, it's the same pieces, but instead of popping it up, I just have it flat, and it's just like that. And what I did here, you could put score tape along these three sides and make that a pocket for a gift card. So again, same kind of look, same format, same pieces, but you now have an easel card, or you now have a gift card holder with that same set. So I love showing you options. So that is that card. Let's move on to actually card number 1 on your instruction sheet. And that's these pieces right here. Okay, this main piece, I want you to open it up. Pretend this is not folded at all. This is using our die. In the full kit, you get the center step die. It has you really detailed instructions on how to do it, on how to use it. You do not need you do not need an extended plate when you're using your die cut, just any standard die cut machine. You're going to see where exactly to position this main piece on your paper. This is just half of an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half. You're going to position the die. It's going to give you the cuts and the score lines. But I want you to do this with me because it was easier to send it to you already folded down, but I want to teach you how to do it. So with the cut lines at the bottom, up at the top, you're going to slide your fingers down. You're going to see the score lines, and you're going to pinch slightly. Okay, pretend this was not originally folded down for you. Then you slide your fingers in here behind this score line, and you start to pinch. If you do this slowly, you won't get fold lines in wrong places. Then I'm going to slide down here. There's 2 score lines here, and I just push in to make a valley. Slide my finger down to the bottom and squeeze there. Once you get it started, you can go back up to the top, start to squeeze, and lay it flat on your table. So if you have the die and you want to practice it, that's, again, this was folded for you, but I wanted to teach you how to do it to make it easier. The die comes with these side panels to do all these decorating. This is another thing I wanted to teach you, another fun trick. That's why you don't have side panels, you have this rectangle piece. So you can do, you can decorate those sides, but if you cut a bigger piece in, you can slide this in between. There's actually a kind of a top bottom to this paper. Slide it in between, and we're going to glue it onto the panels. This way you see your print all the way through, which is kind of cool. Again, it doesn't have to be done that way. I wanted to show you kind of that little unique part of that. So I'm going to put glue on the side panel, not all the way up to the edge, or not all the way up to the outside edge. I'm going to slide this in, lay this down flat, and position it. With the glue, I have a little more flexibility to move it up, to wiggle it around a little bit. So just want to get it so it's centered. There we go. So you have a little bit of white on either side. That's why I didn't put the glue all the way to the edge. Now I'm going to come over here, and you can use score tape and like use the zip trick where you just put put the tape behind there. Then when you have it in position, you zip the adhesive off, but okay. So again, I really like being able to see through this. I just think that's, makes it really fun. Okay, then we have these pieces, and we can, well, first let's go ahead and attach this. So you've got your plaid down here, and this one is a little bit wider. I kind of want this, I'm going to actually trim this down just a little bit. So depending on how yours got cut, I'm just going to trim this down just a little bit more. This one was just cut slightly short. Anyway. Okay. Now, you could keep the flowers down here too, but I kind of like the contrast. This will give me a little bit of white around the edges. There. Okay. Then this piece is going to just center right in here. So just for ease of making these kits, this piece is just, we just hand cut these, but this actually has all the dies, so you could have those pieces cut with the dies too. All right, same with this. There's a die in here that has a stitch around it. You could do that. We did cut these out and poked all those holes out for you, and that's going to go here. But before I stick this on there, we need to put our sentiment. So let's stamp again. And I'm just going to use my little one here. So for this, I already did, let's see, I'm using, let's see, this one, Have a Beautiful Day. Let's see, what am I doing? Here is Have a Beautiful Day already. I put it on here for the other card. I'm just going to do it for this card too. Okay. So since I already put it on here, I'm just going to position this at the top. Kind of doing this a little backwards, but I already have that positioned. So there, that will work. Have a Beautiful Day. Again, we're just going to use the same one for the next card. So put this to the side, and we'll glue that on. Now you could pop this up too, but I'm just going to do it flat. What I like about this die set, because it comes with these pieces too, you can, instead of doing a center step, you can use these pieces just on a regular card. You know, so that die can be used a lot of different ways. I like that. And then we've got these pieces. So I think I'll do this one off this side. And again, you could pop this up, or you could do that same trick where you die cut this out of a couple pieces of cardstock. So this becomes a little bit more three-dimensional, a little more like piece of chipboard type thing. And I like it when it hangs off just a little bit. And then this card is done. So look how cute that is. And then you can easily put something on the inside. Because this is double-sided, make sure whatever paper you use here that it's something that doesn't end up upside down or something. So it's nice to have cardstock that's going to be a simple pattern on both sides. So there is that card. All right, and this is, Laura was talking about the clubhouse. This is one of the stamps in our stamp of the month club, and it has been really fun. Okay. Our next card is, this is card number 3. It's a double fold angle card. You're going to want your paper cutter out. And we don't need that. For this was tucked into that kit just because it was easier to throw it in so you could see it. But these are the pieces for those other cards that we already die cut. All right. You have a standard A2 size card, right? You're going to need your paper cutter. And for this, you're going to want, if this is your card, you're going to want to cut from this corner down to this corner. So I'm going to open this up, just put it in my paper cutter. I'm just lining up the point and the fold right along those cut lines on your paper cutter. You can see it, you know exactly where it's going to cut. There you go. This is just scrap paper. I could have done this card first because if you needed that extra scrap white, this is your scrap white. Okay. Then take your print, your colored print. Now this is important. These flowers do have a right side up, upside down. When it's right side up, so look at it right side up, the flower's up, right side up. We're going to go from the top corner to the bottom corner. Again, I'm lining it up on my paper cutter. There we go. Slice. Now, don't get rid of this. We don't need it for these cards, but you know, I don't throw scraps away at all. So save this. You'll want to use that again. All right. And here is this. Now, one thing I discovered, the paper kind of stuck together. So many of you probably have 2 of these. I just did find 2 in this kit. Ignore that. It's just something for later because that's extra. We're going to just glue this in here. Again, you're probably like, why do I have this? Yeah. So just bonus paper. We are moving right along. So I'm going to be able to do a little bit of coloring with you guys. Okay. Center that in there. This is a really, I'm going to score this, pull this, use my phone folder a little bit. These are really simple folds, but it really adds just enough to have your card stand out, be a little bit more unique. And then this will fit right on here. So the dimensions are on your instruction sheet because it's not a standard A2. You have to make it shorter to be able to do the angle to have it fit inside that with a little white trim around it. So the paper is all from Dare to Be Artsy. It's all part of our, so this paper that I'm using right here is from our Countryside Floral collection. Love that collection. That came out last summer. So you can get a variety pack on our website. Again, it's called, I wrote it on your instruction sheet, Countryside Floral collection. And there we go. Okay, now this piece, you can fold this in half or you can score it with your scoreboard. It is just 8.5, so we're going to score it at 4 1/4. Again, you just fold it in half. Okay, then we're going to open this up, and this piece, well actually you can keep it closed, this piece is going to glue right to the center of this card. The paper on the other cards is from our Summertime Petals collection, so it's an older collection, but you can still get some of that paper as well. We still have some of that. All right, I'm just centering this. Then when this opens and this closes, that sandwich is right on top of that. Isn't that cute? All right. Now you have two other pieces here. And I started stamping. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. Thought I lost it. All right, so now you're gonna need your stamp set. You're gonna see you have two white pieces. So one of them is just, it's just the inside. This, you can write your note on here, but I kind of like to have something white to write my note on. So one of those is just easy peasy. It's just gonna go right in here. You could put a sentiment on here, and if you're gonna add a sentiment to this, it might be easier to stamp it now before you put it in the inside, but that I'll leave that up to you guys. So if you don't want to actually glue that yet and you want to stamp something, I would probably stamp it first. Okay. Then this closes, and then you have your second white piece, which is here. So we're going to stamp on this. I already stamped a few things just because of time. So I just took my flowers and I kind of figured out ahead of time where my sentiment was going to go, but I kind of planned that out for you guys so I was ready to go. So I wanted these images to be around the sentiment. So if you want to figure out your sentiment first and then put the flowers around it, that's what I'm doing here. Again, I just pre-stamped to make it a little bit easier and for time. Although we're doing really good on time here. Yay. I'm probably going so fast. The kits are still available. So yes, you can go online. Like I said, there's two kits available. One is the basic. It's going to have, both of them have the instruction sheet. Both of them have all three card kits. They have some of the image pre-colored for you. The only thing different, both of them have the stamp set because you're going to need to do some stamping. The complete set is, look how cute that looks. The complete set has, in addition to the stamp, it also has the die that goes with the flower. Let me show you so, and look at all those pieces. So they both kits have this. The complete set has the die for the flowers and the die for the center step die. So you might want that complete set. All right, and here is this piece. So this is where we're doing super duper on time. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of coloring. I use OOAK markers, but this technique you can easily do with your like Copic or any alcohol markers. We carry OOAK, I love them, and I can tell you a little bit about them. So I'm gonna use, let's see here. Okay. And I'm just going to color on this so if it bleeds through. This is a purple. This is, I don't have a pen in here, right? Oh, maybe I do. Okay. Just so you guys can see the colors. How many of you guys, let me know actually, leave in the comments, do you use OOAKs? Do you use Copics? I like kind of showing you what colors I'm using here. This is OOAK. BB 4.4 and BV 4.2. So yeah, I'm really curious what kind of markers you guys use. These are all alcohol markers. What's cool about OOAK, they come, you buy them in halves. Little coloring info for you guys. It's alcohol markers. All alcohol markers have a felt core on the inside of the marker, and that's what holds the ink. So you're never going to get all of the ink out of it. With OOAK, this is a hollow core. The ink is free flowing, so the marker is always going to be moist. And then for every 2, you get a connector, which connects to your light and your dark. The nib is the same manufacturer as the Copic nib, so it's very good quality. Again, it doesn't dry out so fast because the ink is always flowing into it. All right, so for this flower, I'm gonna brush away. Also, I stamped this with my Dare to be Artsy black ink. It's a hybrid. It's our Totally Black. It will not bleed with alcohol markers. I've used it with watercolor. Again, it's a hybrid, so I really like it. All right, then I'm going to come in with the dark. Can you guys see this okay? I'll pull it up here in a second. And just going a little bit right around that little bit. And then I can go back in with the light and bleed out a little bit more. There we go. I could have done this, the other one at the same time. Let's just... Now, you can easily just do this same card with, you know, colored pencils or whatever. Oh, whoop. So, since I went back and forth, that's getting extra wet. So I'm just going to brush off a little bit. Okay. There we go. Blending that out. And then you could just, you know, keep going, blend as much as you want, if you want it deeper or whatever. Okay. Then let's use, I'm just going to use this for the inside. And right around the edge. While I have this color out, I might as well just gonna make this an orange butterfly, just for speed. Okay, this color, we've got O1.2, O1.3, and then let's just pick a green. One of my favorite greens are this kind of more sagey green. So I use this a lot. YG 8.3 and YG 8.5. So there's the basic colors that I'm using. This is kind of speed coloring, but just so you get the idea. Let's do, maybe we'll do those in a different color. So I went with the lighter, but then I'm going to go in with just a little bit of the darker color. There we go. All right, and then maybe we use a pink to kind of go with our pink card. So the purple pulls up our purples in here. I think it looks really nice with that. And then our pinks. And the light one, R 5.1 and R 5.3, 5.3. So I see some of you using yeah, Spectrum Noir, the Hobby Lobby one. So I see a lot of different varieties of inks. And you'll find your favorites for sure. I've got, you know, I use lots of different ones. These, I've really gotten used to these. I'm having fun with these, but, oh, and the other thing is, the amount of ink in half of this is the same amount as a full Copic, and half of it is $4.10, whereas a Copic, the same amount of ink is over $8. So that's the other, I should have mentioned that. That's the other cool thing about them. Also, the colors that the OOAK has, since they started a couple, I'm not exactly sure when they started, but the guy that started OOAK used to be with Copic, so he made sure all of his colors that he introduced are not in your Copic colors already. So you don't have to worry about if you get an OOAK, you're not going to already have that color, which is nice, a nice little benefit. Okay, I think that turned out nice. Let's go ahead and add it to our card. We are doing great on time. Let's see, let's do this. Maybe we go ahead and pop this one up. I do like to mention. So what kind of tips are on the OOAK? So the OOAK, it's a brushed nib, and it is the same manufacturer that does the Copics, is what I've been told, unless they've even changed it more since then. But that's so it's a really nice, you can get a chisel also. I just carry the brush because that's my favorite. That's the one I always use. And yeah, so you know, those of you that have Copics already, I mean, again, I've got a whole stash of my Copics, and there's times where I haven't totally you know, I haven't acquired all of these yet. Like if I have a Copic that still has plenty of ink in it and it's a color that's close enough, I really haven't replaced it yet. And I'll actually use them on the same, you can use them together. Like, you know, if you just have colors, sometimes I just have them sitting next to each other, and, you know, I'll use my Copics too. So doesn't have to replace what you have, it just adds to what you have, which I like. There we go. Again, keep in mind the Artzy Clubhouse is our Stamp of the Month club. We also do live videos every Monday night on Facebook. It's Dare to Be Artsy on Facebook. And we call it Getting Artsy with Cindy. Now we are, because of all the changes on Facebook, I said going live. This past Monday, we started going live in YouTube instead, and then we'll be placing it on Facebook. I just keep forgetting since we just changed that. So Dare to Be Artsy on YouTube, and then you can also go to Dare to Be Artsy on Facebook. So we hope to see you there. We're on Instagram as well. We're designing new product all the time. Okay, come on, there we go. And this extra little pop, I think, is a really nice touch. So again, here, how fun is this? A great little card, and you can easily, you know, go in and stamp a little. You've got these, this image that's, you know, great to do, you know, extra backgrounds and stuff. I think that's a really cute image to use on the backgrounds. And then just this one to get extra texture is really fun. So I think you're going to have a fun time with this stamp set. Lots of things you can do with it. So I wanted to show you a couple other, well, I guess just one other card that's kind of fun, which is another easel card. And it's just, instead of doing, again, I like to show you fun folds and show you different variations. So this is the other one that is similar, but with this cover, I just scored the cover in half and then glued the accent piece to the top. And then you're popping up with the sentiment, and that's what's going to hold this card. So 2 variations. Again, I think it's a really fun way to do a simple card that's a fun fold, but just it makes just your regular card a little bit more artsy. And I think we have it. So if you guys have, I went through that so fast, because yeah, I just I talk fast when I'm doing these because I'm like, I don't want to get get caught up and not get it all done. So let's go back and just see, you've got your cards. Remember the kits, not this one. The kits are still available. I think you'll have fun with the Olos. That's what I colored these with as well. And let me know if you guys have any questions. Again, I will come back and look at your questions later and answer them. We will have information about our Artsy Clubhouse, which is the Stamp of the Month Club. We will share that information again to you. And be sure to see us, in YouTube and our Facebook group. So I think that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a wonderful day, and I dare you to be artsy. Bye-bye.